Sunday, October 19th at the Hall at Live Casino in Hanover, Maryland. I will be throwing it down. It's one of my favorite spots to go to. Get tickets now at tomsegura.com/tour, and I'll see you there.
Wow, that 80s music is like, people don't give it enough credit.
Dude, and then like somebody throws on like a mixtape or something, or, you know, a playlist of that, and you're like, oh, this is like the best shit. And then, you know, the funny thing, I have kids, young kids.
And they love it?
Well, you're like, oh, I want to interest in the music. And then you realize everything that they're like, this is good. It's like 40 or 50 years old.
Well, you know what? The interesting thing about that for me is there's a guy called Mark Fisher, who's like a theorist on music. And his thing was, culture is downstream of technology. So we don't see it like that because we sort of go, well, no, culture is just kind of naturally, it's a wellspring from somewhere. It just comes from the ether. But you go, no, it's downstream of technology. So someone invented a keyboard in the mid-70s in Germany. Right. And then you get Daft Punk, and then you get all of that 80s pop. So they were using this new music. So there's an amazing kind of flourishing because of this technology that came along. Or then the ability to loop causes like a lot of the R&B and rap stuff that we love is kind of what causes that.
Right.
And it's slightly like there's a weird theory now that the 21st century is just the 20th century on better screens.
That's kind of a good theory.
Like what's new? Like we're old dudes. So obviously we're going to say that. We're going to say there's nothing new, there's nothing going on.
This is too good to waste this though. So
we're probably taping, aren't we?
100%. Cheers.
Oh, okay. Then that's a good. I mean, I was like, what the fuck? Don't waste that. That's too good.
No, well, it's an interesting. It's a guy. There's a Polish philosopher called Zizek that talks about it a lot. Like just the idea the future's been cancelled. Because you think about like Hollywood now, what's the last movie that was like important?
Global impact.
That you could make a joke about on stage.
And everyone
gets the joke. Because not everyone needs to have seen The Sixth Sense, but everyone got that that's what the movie was.
I know.
The Matrix, Fight Club, whatever those things were that people just went, yeah, that's
when we talk about
a language. It's
comedies
a
lot, you know, like when like about comedy movies. It's like when you want to say a reference that everybody goes like, yeah, you realize that you're like The Hangover. And then you're like, oh, that's like 20 years old now. You know what I mean? Like, what's the last comedy movie that if you say it and you go like everybody, like you go Borat, everyone's like, oh yeah, and you're like, yeah, that's 20 years old. Like it's not a recent thing.
Well, I wonder if it's that our technology has changed, that we're not going to the movies anymore, to the cinema. That's, you know, it's tailing off. You know, the Oscars is becoming less relevant. And
if you see the numbers on it, like
what's becoming more relevant? So the idea that the phone is the technology now, so people are consuming things on the phone. So actually, if you put up crowd work all the time, it suits people, because it's little bite-sized chunks. And actually, it's not as good as the real experience. Like coming out and seeing a comic live, there's nothing like that.
Nothing like it.
You don't laugh in the same way. You laugh. I think someone sent me the stats. It was like 30 times more at the same stimulus when you're in a crowd. Because it's like when you're performing, obviously the illusion is I'm on stage in Dallas last night and had great fun. And the illusion is, oh, he performed on stage.
Yes.
No, 1,600 people performed in the audience.
Right.
Like if you go, I suppose it's more obvious with music, but if you go and see like, I don't know, Taylor Swift or Oasis or whatever your thing is, and you see the people in the crowd singing along and like, Bruce Springsteen at the top of the show goes, how you doing? Everyone goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Try that in Starbucks. See how far you get. You'd
Yeah.
be escorted from the building.
Yes.
It's all performative.
It's all performative.
And people love play.
Yeah.
That's the thing that the thing that's missing from our lives is play. Think about anything anyone gives a fuck about. It's play. Sports, it's playing, right? Comedy's playing. Movies, we're watching a play.
Yeah.
It's all, we want more play in our lives. If you think about what a podcast is, it's play.
Yes.
It's kind of a conversation. We don't know where it's going. It's in good faith. We're just seeing what happens.
It's a great
Play
point.
is everything.
It's a good point, and it's the thing that you realize so many people are missing from their lives. You know, is like a lot of people don't remember to play. In other words, they go like, oh yeah, I don't go to shows and I don't want. And you're like, yeah, you're missing like fun. You don't have any fun anymore. And then like last night, I was on stage in Florida, and you know, I talked to some people afterwards, and they're like, "This is my first comedy show I've ever been to." And I was like, what do you think? They're like, they're like, I've watched so many specials, and I was like, yeah, but you can't duplicate the energy, right? Like being a part of the crowd and like feeling the energy.
This is the issue with the world, I think, right now. Not to be all serious, but I think it's the issue is we're giving up everything for cheap dopamine.
Yeah.
Like young men are looking at porn. And I'm not like puritanical. Yeah. I'm not saying ban porn, we shouldn't be looking at porn. I'm saying, no, go and get your dick wet.
Yeah.
You've got to go and do it in real life.
That's the better. It's way better.
Well, that thing of like the message can't be don't look at porn. It's like, no, you have to go and meet a girl and take a chance
and make a
crash
porn
and
with
burn.
her. Yeah.
And make your own.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of the thing, isn't it?
I mean, this is the thing. And as somebody who like, I remember being in my 20s and 30s, especially like early on when you move to a new city and you're feeling isolated and you don't know people, and it coincides. You're like, when you look back, especially when you can see things clearly, you're like, oh yeah, I'm sitting in a room watching porn and thinking that I'm participating in life, right? Like you're just like, I'm just in a room. Looking back on it, you're like, oh yeah, I was like trying to fill a gap, right? A hole that is not being
trying to fill a hole quite literally.
Trying to fill like 6 holes, but you realize too that it's a cheap search for dopamine, and that you can see how somebody could easily fall into
you think
this
about
gap.
What are things that are they're proxies? So like porn is a proxy for real intimacy and sex.
Yes.
Booze and drugs are a proxy for fun. It's a kind of a fast way to get there.
Yeah.
And it helps. And I'm not, again, not puritanical. I'm saying great.
We're not.
But make sure you're doing something
anti-drug.
fun.
Yes, do something fun.
But make sure you're doing something, fun. And it's like video games for me. It's like the tragedy of video games is the young men that play them. Like there's levels and a big boss at the end.
Yeah.
And it's a proxy for the career they're not having.
God damn.
They need to go out and live their life. Go and have the adventure.
And I
do the thing. And it's kind of easy for us. We're a couple of old men.
Yes.
And somehow we got dealt the cards, like the luck. We don't factor in the luck.
Yes, the luck is big.
Because we came along at a time when comedy was a thing. If we'd been around in the 1930s, comedy was not a thing. Like, thanks to the hard work of Pryor and George Carlin, we get to be in a world where it's all, the clubs were there, the infrastructure was there, the community was there. Like, people think they're individuals. No one, our sort of whole identities are dispersed. It's why we've got a mental health crisis, because people think they can solve their problems internally. It's not done like that. It's done with other people.
It's done with, you have to,
you need a village.
The other epidemic that is like huge that I become more aware of as I've gotten older is the epidemic of loneliness. Meaning there's so many people that you don't, like you take for granted sometimes that you have a family, a boyfriend, girlfriend, a husband, wife, friends. And then you realize there are a lot of people that don't have any of that. Like they really don't. Yeah. They live in the isolation of their life. They don't interact with a lot of people. They don't have a lot of friends. They don't have a romantic partner.
I suppose it's that thing of like, it's hard choices now, easy life later. Those things are very difficult to put together. Yeah. And then obviously you get the benefits are downstream.
Yeah.
So you get that thing of like the good stuff is like you have to put the energy in. Like, why do people get drunk? In like soldiers. Why do soldiers get drunk? Oh, well, it's a bonding experience, right? It's kind of obvious. It's not. It's the hangover. The reason guys get absolutely blitzed before going into battle is not to get drunk together, not to be drunk. It's not for the night out. It's the hangover. Mm-hmm. The hangover is the bonding. The next morning, oh man, what did we do last night? What do we have? I feel terrible. That thing, that's the bonding. That's the bonding, going through tough times together and sticking together. And now we kind of live in a world where we got too many options.
Yeah.
You can't stay in a relationship because people are on Tinder. They've got other options. They've got constant. It kind of gets back to that.
I know.
There's a book from like the 80s that this guy Neil Postman wrote called Amusing Ourselves to Death, where it's kind of like a media studies book kind of thing. But he basically talks about how it's not Orwellian. It's not like our power will not be taken from some overlord in charge, some fascistic leader. Our power will be taken, we'll give it away for cheap dopamine.
Yeah.
We'll give it away for swipes on TikTok. And all that stuff can be great, but it's a quick fix though. It's often the dosage is the poison.
Right.
It's like, it's just 8 hours of TikTok is a lot.
It's too much. Well, that goes back to the video game thing. Cause I don't like to there's this thing where, a lot of people demonize or like criticize gamers, right? They'll just be like, oh, you're fucking in your basement playing games. And like, these games are incredible. And the people that are skilled at them are very skilled. The only thing that I find for like your average person like myself and gaming is like, if you don't have control over the time you would put into it, like, if you commit too much of your time, then it's this portal into too much escape, I think.
I mean, listen, we can't be too down on gamers because it's the variable reward system that they use to make those games brilliant.
Yeah.
And they are brilliant.
They're brilliant.
And
yeah.
you go, it's the same as the casinos.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's the same
Same
mechanism,
engineers.
Same thing we do with comedy.
Yeah.
It's a variable rewards mechanism. It's kind of what jokes are.
Yeah.
Because you go, what are jokes? Well, it's taking people to a surprising yet inevitable conclusion. Mm-hmm. Like that story. It's like landing that plane. It's like, it's surprising, but it was absolutely inevitable.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of people I realize that in this moment that are adjusting their dials, or looking at their screens, and they're like, is that Burt? So we should make it clear that you are not Burt Kreischer.
Oh, yes. No, I
Right?
Yeah, no, we probably should say.
Because there's people who are like, wow, Burt's like
a lot
really...
of we get a lot of people come and see me and they go,
like,
wait, this isn't...
He's
Why has he got his shirt
nice.
on?
Yeah, he's
dressed nice.
Lost
He's dressed
weight.
is enough.
He's dressed. He's lost weight. He's really put
Is this
together.
a good time to tell people he's died?
This is... This is Jimmy Carr. This is not Burt. And just so that people are aware, Jimmy...
How will he die if we made our predictions now? I'm going to go eaten by a shark. I'm going to go...
Dude, he would be so much happier if that were his...
I slightly think that should be... This is
some type of action adventure.
If you're going to die, right? If you're absolutely committed
Which
to
he will, yes.
unaliving yourself,
Yes.
I think shark-infested water is the way to go.
It would
because
be-
basically everything else you've done in your life is a footnote to, you heard he got eaten by a shark.
And that would be it's such a Burt story too. Like Burt lives in a fantastical,
Yeah.
it's always extremes and crazy shit. Like it's almost
He's
like
on a train in Russia with a bag of cocaine and a grizzly bear.
it's all this
Of course
like
he is.
almost like fantasy shit, right? So it's like if he died, like, oh, heart attack, which you're like, yeah, of course. It's such like it's so boring.
Yeah,
it
it's
feels
blah.
like I would love it and be like, oh, guess what? He jumped out of a plane, no parachute. You're like, that sounds right. That kind, like something more.
I think eaten by a shark. I think if and this is a big stretch. I'm not criticizing your security services in America, but I think if Epstein had been thrown to sharks rather than just killed in prison, I think everyone, no one would be talking about the island.
Yes.
People go, you heard he got eaten by sharks.
Sharks, that's so insane.
It's grisly.
Yes.
They've got it on film.
It's crazy. It is crazy. But so people know, Jimmy is on his Laughs Funny tour throughout the US, UK, Europe right now. You're going to Australia, New Zealand in early 26, and you can get tickets at jimmycarr.com. So make sure you go see him
Don't
live.
feel you have to.
Well, you don't.
You've got other stuff on.
There's a lot of stuff you could
But do go and get tickets for something.
Go to something.
Go to something. I always
Yes.
think that thing of like, when you get your ticket, like you kind of get the benefit twice.
Yeah.
Like Jim Jeffries came over to London, so we went to see Oasis, right? We went to see the gig, and we were like, when we got when the tickets came out, and when we got them, and when we got the passes, and the whole thing was the high before the high was so good. Of like, right, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? We've got to be careful we don't drink too much because we want to enjoy every moment of it. It was just, and nothing will be that good again because it's what you put into it.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
that Oasis aren't the greatest, but you kind of go, well, I've put 30 years into this band.
Yeah.
I know everything backwards. So
wanna
when
go
90,000 people singing along, it was just
the energy.
next level.
When I blew out my tricep, I was obsessed with elbow braces, and I was more than obsessed with the reviews of elbow braces. It was amazing. It was so helpful in getting the right elbow brace, and I did. I got one that was spandex here with metal here, and you could adjust it, and it was so much better than the other ones that had 5 stars, but the reviews were honest. It was clearly by people who had used the product. If you run an e-commerce business, you know customer reviews have an enormous impact on your business. You need scalable features that help ensure accuracy, get shipment out the door fast, and wow your customers. Level up your business with ShipStation. ShipStation goes beyond just shipping labels. It's order fulfillment excellence. There's a reason why successful businesses use ShipStation. ShipStation grows with you. Customers report scaling operations up to 40 times with ShipStation. Automate your workflow, save time, and reduce human error through an unlimited number of ways to automate the fulfillment process. I'm telling you right now, if you're trying to run your own business, this is the way you can ensure that you are taken care of. Wow your customers and get rave reviews with cheaper, faster, and better shipping. Upgrade to ShipStation today to get a 60-day free trial at shipstation.com/cave. There's no credit card or contract required. You can cancel at any time. That's shipstation.com/cave.
You want to know what fall is to me? It's a reset. The kids are back in school. My schedule is getting busier. Unfortunately, that means less time to cook. And that's where Factor comes in. Their chef prepped, dietitian approved meals make it easy to stay on track and enjoy something comforting and delicious no matter how hectic the season gets. They have so many options to choose from. They've got premium seafood options like salmon and shrimp or GLP-1 friendly meals. There's new Mediterranean and Asian inspired options too, from more choices to better nutrition. That's why 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. I love the meals they've sent me. I'm surprised that it actually tastes this good. You're throwing it in the microwave and you're expecting it to be like, okay, and it's actually great. Eat smart at factormeals.com/bears50 off. Use the code BEARS50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code BEARS50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. You can't explain. The other thing I was thinking, dude, is like, you're talking about like Tinder, dating, and all this stuff, like, the relationship stuff. I was having conversations about with multiple people about how the fact that our generation usually like makes fun of the older generation for like how they courted and stuff.
Yeah.
But you're like, yeah, but that type of courting is what was done for like basically the previous couple thousand years. Like it's just it's an evolution of it. And you're like, they're kind of onto something. Like it did work. You know what I mean? Like now,
it's not thousands of years. It's not for that long.
Well, not for that long, but it's
everything was like
evolution of
an arranged marriage, which is the nice way of saying cousin marriage.
That's true.
It was the tribal thing of like keeping everyone together for years, and then we had this wonderful thing where we would meet someone and fall in love. I think the issue is now, the way I think about relationships is it cornerstone or capstone relationships? So cornerstone relationship, you meet someone in your 20s and you build a life together.
Yeah.
And there's like a reservoir of goodwill and you kind of build a life together. And then there's capstone relationships where guys sort of do everything else and they just solve for career and money and hard charging. And then at the end they go, and I've got this girl who's super hot, who's 20 years younger than me.
Yeah.
But you go, there's like it's a different way of doing it. It's
a different way of doing it. But I think that there's something to like, when in the old days, we'll call it, which is just like 50 years ago or something. Yeah. It's like you meet someone and you get to know them. And then, like you actually take, as opposed to like swipe, yes, no, bop, I went out with her and whatever. Like that feels like, hey, maybe take some cues from that previous time. If you're not finding success in your swipe.
Well, isn't there some stat that the old people now, our grandparents are having more sex
in retirement
than
homes,
the children?
In retirement communities, it's a big thing. Yes.
Which is kind of, it's not the way it should be, right?
It feels strange that they're like, these are the highest STD like numbers that we're seeing in any demographic is within retirement communities. Yeah,
that's a bit of granny family.
So they're like,
that can't be good, can it?
We're on our way out and we're trying to fuck.
Gilfs.
Yeah, dude. I have a friend that's into that, and we all were like laughing at first, and then we're like, what's up? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, he's like,
well, I guess we don't choose.
Yeah, it's your wiring, right?
It's a weird thing with like, I often think of that with like a sense of humor, or like your sense of humor is very much like your taste in food or your sexual preferences. Like some people like it spicy. Yeah. Right? And my audience is self-selecting. So people that come and see me, they like the spicy comedy. Yeah. And some people like plain stuff. Yeah. And that's absolutely valid.
I agree.
But like we see it on certain things, you go, oh, you don't like that food, you do like that food. Well, like no one's like cross. Oh, you don't like Indian food, it's too spicy for you. Oh, you're an idiot. You go, well, that's fine. But with comedy, if someone doesn't like that comedian, you go, well, you're an idiot.
Yes.
No, it's just what you like.
It's just what you like. I agree that like, that's another thing. The older you get, I think you just feel like, I used to be more critical of someone's...
I was annoyed with stuff if I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Like, but this isn't for me. Not everything's for you.
Not everything's for you. It's just like when you go to the cinema and there's 12 movies, you're like, yeah, that one's not for you. The one that you're like, I wouldn't want to see that. Like, don't go see it then. Go see the one that's for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to shit on
I think having kids really kind of changes that, because you obviously watch a lot of kids stuff.
Of course.
And then you find yourself going, no, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I mean, I wouldn't watch it on my own, but that was a good one.
Yeah, because then you realize you're like, this was done by high level people where they're entertaining children and adults at the same time. Like some of it is so well crafted. You're like, oh, they got both jokes in there. They got the one for the kid.
That Pixar stuff as well, where they just go, oh, this is just perfect.
It's really, really well done. Yeah, absolutely. So how long are you in the States right now for?
I've got like three blocks. So I've got little kids. So I like 12 days away at a time. So just basically hard charge and do like 2 shows in a different city every night is kind of the idea.
Wow.
And just kind of, I do that. But I mean, I'm always on tour.
Yeah.
I kind of love it. I think that thing about going, it's not like at the end of the tour, the beginning of the tour. It's just like, I'm always doing shows.
Yeah.
And I kind of love it. I think it is that thing where you go, it's nice to be good at something. It's nice to kind of, to travel around.
You have a lane. You're like, I get to do this. It's kind of great.
Well, yeah, and it's very lucky as well. It feels like there's comedy's having a bit of a moment, I think, culturally. Mm-hmm. It feels like it's maybe having the moment that movies had in the 70s.
Right.
Or that, that music had. That thing of like, it's the center of the culture. And it feels quite, there's a lot of controversy around comedians because they're saying interesting things.
Yeah, that's true. I always think about the luck too, by the way, that you were mentioning. Because one of the things I tell people is I'm like, if I was the same guy and the same age, and this were just, forget 50 years ago, if this was like 2001 and I was like 35, like when my first special came out, I go, like, the thing that would have happened is like, best case scenario, like maybe I could fill up a club. Just the times I'm saying, because
Don Rickles never played an arena,
right?
Like
also the only, like, to be an arena act 25 plus years ago, you'd have to be a global household name. Like you'd have to be.
It was
so.
I think it was Eddie Murphy, Robin Williams. That was maybe it.
Dice when he did it was like everybody knew who that was.
But Dice did it in America.
He did.
Some people just stay in America because why would you not? I mean, it's so huge.
Yeah,
you can just do the circuit here forever. And never wander out.
That's true. But like I have a total awareness, I'm saying, of the fact that streaming and the internet changed that space where you're like, oh, I'm also just lucky that when this came out, this medium was available. Like it wasn't available.
It's weird how I'd really noticed it earlier this year with like White Lotus came out and everyone was talking about the same TV show. And I thought, am I a kid again? It felt like there was one thing on TV.
Right.
Like it used to, like when there was 5 channels, when there was 3 channels, whatever it was, and everyone kind of watched the same thing.
That's true.
And it feels like we're getting back to that now.
Yeah,
everyone's kind of consolidating.
The thing about movies too, I don't know if you've ever done this, where you go on like the Apple, like iTunes movies, and you're like, what are the top 10 or 20 trending movies? And now you'll go through them and you'll see movie stars, like it'll be like Keanu Reeves, and you're like, this is a Keanu Reeves movie? And then you're like, I've never heard of this movie. I don't know what this is. How did this come out? Yeah. And it's a shift from not that long ago when if somebody of his stature was in a movie, it would always be a theatrical release, obviously. Yeah. And there's no way you wouldn't have, you would have a you'd be like, oh yeah, I saw the billboard and the trailer of this movie because it's a huge movie star and there's a lot of money behind it. And now there's like, you'll see movie stars in these things and you're like, I've never this came out this year? And then it's like straight to a rental thing. Like that's a different path than what we had. And there's a bunch of those now because now that they go different places.
Well, there's obviously a theory. There's a theory that we're kind of at the end of a cultural sort of time. So there's a guy called Neil Howe. He's the guy that came up with the term millennial. So he's like a demographer guy.
Yeah.
And he thinks that like history sort of rolls, certainly America, in 80 to 100 year blocks.
Yeah.
So you basically have, 2008 was 1929. That financial crash, and that's the beginning of what he calls the fourth turning. It's kind of the end of a period of history. So you go through this incredibly sort of disruptive period where there's a war or cataclysmic events and you reinvent the institutions and then there's a rebirth. So you go, if you think back to like the end of the last fourth turning was like 1945, 46.
Yeah.
Right. And then we don't have any culture from before that. Nothing makes sense to us before Elvis.
Yeah.
And even Elvis now is kind of fading from view.
Right.
Like as the kind of the foundation myth of our society is kind of fading away. World War II, that foundation myth is kind of fading.
Yes.
So you go, so we're kind of at the end of a cultural thing, and you sort of, and
this
then
is
it
a new one.
reinvents.
Yeah. What's like the current point of view from Brits of like what the U.S. is right now? You know,
I mean, I don't think there's one view anymore. It's like
there's
people
multiple views of.
Well, people are kind of siloed. I think people are sort of, I don't know, there's a lot of talk of left and right, and I don't think that makes any sense to me. I think it's about kind of authoritarian and freedom. Basically, it's like that idea of going, some people want to have a conversation and some people do not want there to be a conversation.
Yeah.
And it's that weird thing of like going, it could have gone another way. You're often thinking about the kind of counterfactuals. So it's the end of an era, I guess.
Yeah.
It feels like it's the end of something.
If you've sensed the authoritarian shift.
Not even the authoritarian shift. It's the end of. Sorry, it's too boring for the podcast. It's like Pax Americana, right? So there was a thing called Pax Americana, like Pax Romana, Pax Britannia, where basically there was a unipolar world with one massive power. It was the Romans, it was the British, it was the Americans, and it was the Americans for the longest time. From 1945 until the fall of the Berlin Wall, America just ruled the seas. The American Navy gave us globalization. They let everything happen. Those brave men made everything possible that we appreciate in the world today. And then since 1989 or 91, wherever you want to draw the line, the American Navy has shrunk every year because it didn't have a big enemy to fight. It was just this unipolar world kind of go, okay, well, those guys are fading and our empire's getting stronger. And it's all just sort of fracturing apart now. That globalization thing is just like, it's fracturing. And we're kind of witnessing the end of that. So some people think, okay, so it's because Donald Trump was elected. So it's contingent on that. And I don't think that's the case. I think it's convergent. I think he happens to be elected. But this is the force of history happening. It doesn't matter who's elected. It's still going to be this going on.
It's still going to be that. Yeah, I agree.
Might be too boring.
No, it's.
I can do dick jokes as well.
What's your morning routine like to look like this? No one plans for hair loss, but through Hims, you can take the next step with confidence. Access treatments made with clinically proven ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil to stop hair loss and regrow hair in 3 to 6 months. No waiting rooms, no hoops, just ingredients with a track record of results. Hims offers convenient access to a range of prescription hair loss treatments with ingredients that work, including chews, oral medications, serums, and sprays. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hims brings expert care straight to you. 100% online access to personalized treatments that put your goals first. For simple online access to personalized and affordable care for hair loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/bears. That's hims.com/bears for your free online visit. hims.com/bears. Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Bro, I look jacked. Admit it. My shoulders, my arms. This shirt accentuates my favorite parts of myself. If you are looking for a shirt to improve the way your body looks to other people, True Classic has the right shirts for you. True Classic has sold over 25 million shirts to more than 5 million customers, racking up over 200,000 5-star reviews. And there's obvious reasons why. This brand isn't just about fabric or fit. It's about helping guys show up every day with confidence and purpose. Their shirts fit where they should. Right here, and feel incredible. And you don't break the bank. You get that tailored look without sacrificing comfort or blowing the budget. I've been wearing True Classic for a while now, and you can feel the difference the moment you throw one on. It's tailored where you want it, relaxed where you need it, no bunching, no stiff fabrics, no BS, just an clean, effortless fit that actually works for real life. Dude, I'm taking my wife out to dinner in this shirt, and I guarantee you I'm getting laid in this shirt. I'll probably take it off, but it's because of this shirt it'll happen. You can find your shirt just like this. You can find all of True Classic on Amazon, Target, Costco, Sam's Club, or head to trueclassic.com/bears to try them out for yourself.
To look like this.
Yeah.
I do. What do we do? I listen to too many podcasts. So obviously I do a bit of AG1. You have to do that. There's a certain level of podcast where you go, well, if you listen to a certain amount, they send you AG1 and LMNT.
Are British comics as into cold plunges and peptides as Americans?
I'm massively into cold plunges.
Yes.
I sauna cold plunge every day. I do that thing.
You do? Okay.
And there's a weird thing of like, I did it the first time and kind of went, this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
I've got baby dick from the cold plunge. I hate this.
Yeah. That's how you can tell who's got a real cock on him too. If they pop out of the cold plunge and you see weight, you're like, this guy's got a dick.
That's something, yeah.
Yeah.
That thing of like, yeah, it is good. It seems to work. And I don't know about the that thing of like I'm very aware of like what's a fad and what's not a fad.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of go when you go to. I did a bunch in like Norway and Denmark when I tour over there.
Yeah.
And you're like doing like cold plunges where you actually jump in the Baltic Sea.
Yeah.
Out of the sauna, it's like.
This is the best though.
And then for the next 6 hours, you're kind of on a high.
And then you're like, these motherfuckers have been doing this for like 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Like this works.
I kind of think it's meditation, but it's like a physical
It
version
is.
of meditation. You
It
could be
is.
chatting to someone over, but your body is in like a
Yes.
so it's like a workout for your heart. Like every blood vessel opens, everything tightens. It's good for you.
You prioritize sleep?
I sleep pretty well.
You sleep
I've
pretty
got
well.
little kids or whatever, but yeah, I sleep not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
And then, because I mean, you're so, like,
It's
look
the
at you,
it's the
man.
booze thing is hard because you're on the road. It's always tempting as a little treat.
Yeah.
Apparently, people started drinking because it was the sugar at the end of the day. It's
Just
like
a little treat. Yeah, yeah.
And that thing of like going, it's hard sometimes not to have a little drink after a show, but it's that classic thing of like you're borrowing happiness from tomorrow.
Great.
Like our drink is okay, but if you have
Several.
two,
Yeah,
three,
it's just, are you into edibles or anything like that?
no, not my jam. You
Yeah.
kind of can't get them in the UK. It's not well, I mean you can, but it's
It's a whole
be an
thing?
hassle. Well, it would be illegal, and it would be so if it's illegal, then
Nationwide? There's no.
yeah, but it would be I think that thing about with marijuana, I've got quite strong views on marijuana, which I think are controversial.
You do?
Yeah, so here's the thing. I think it's a performance inhibiting drug. So I see a lot of young men playing video games, smoking weed, kind of doing nothing with their lives, but it doesn't matter because they're just in a kind of little fugue state. Great. Okay. I don't like seeing that.
Yeah.
I'd rather they were out doing something. I'd rather they were out drinking, frankly. I
Really?
think I would say the risk to your liver is as nothing compared to the risk of social isolation. Get out there, have a few drinks.
But some
loosen
people
up.
can do
Good
that,
for you.
socialize on with weed. Like a lot of people feel social on it. Like,
But it isn't classically a social drug. So I think it should be illegal for the under 30s, legal between 30 and 50. You can make a decision. And then over 50, mandatory.
that was an unexpected turn.
But I think a lot of dudes of like 50 and above, like the CEOs, that kind of class of people, they need to chill the fuck out.
They do.
Get out of the way. Let the young people have a go.
I'm much better in social situations with a light dose.
Really.
I'm talking about socializing.
But the dose thing is everything for me.
The dose is everything.
Because when it's illegal, like marijuana isn't what it was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, it was weed.
Yeah.
And now it's this incredibly kind of powerful kind of skunk. Like it's too powerful for me to go anywhere near. And the dosage is not clear because it's illegal. So everyone's doing like the dosage. Like whoever figured out what's 1 unit of alcohol, that's a genius move. We sort of need the same thing for marijuana, like the proper dosage, so that you can. It's just universal. And you only get that when it becomes legalized.
Yeah. I don't know. I've had like an interesting relationship with weed for most of my life, I think, where I didn't do it for like when I started to do it a little bit in high school.
Right.
And then kind of stopped. And then college, I was smoking a lot of weed, a lot. And then I got to LA right after, and it was heavy use. Like not that I was throughout the day doing it, like every evening, right? It was like the nighttime treat.
But you never quite give yourself time to recover fully from that.
Yeah, well, what I realized was that like we're doing like massive bong rips like right before you go to bed, so you're like super high,
right?
And then you feel like, oh, I'm sleeping so much deeper. But then the next day I would be like dragging, and especially if I had something to do, obviously, right? Like I have to go somewhere, so I would like kind of reduce what I was doing because I had an awareness of it, and then I just wasn't smoking anymore, just like completely. Not like I'm anti this. I'm like, oh, I'm more productive, right? This way. Then anytime I would introduce it, it would be too much. So I would get like anxiety and paranoia. I'm like, this isn't fun for me. Like I'm not enjoying this.
Right.
And then years would kind of go by, and then I guess you would call it's all related to like the dosage. Where when I was introduced to low dose edibles, it was like the kind of like the nice feeling of like, oh, there's like a little something here, like having a drink and you go, I have a little buzz, but not like I'm fucking blitzed.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of my point on it. Yeah, it's half a joke, but half also I think actually older guys, like it seems appropriate. The victory lap. You made it. You've done your thing. Okay, you need to chill out. This will help you chill out.
Have a laugh.
Great.
Yeah.
But like in your 20s, I don't know if you need that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I haven't really thought of it like. I think
Well, I think that thing about everyone's got a couple of lost years to like. I didn't drink when I started doing comedy. I gave up drinking for I think it was like 12 years, maybe.
yeah,
I went fully sort of teetotal because I kind of suddenly I was like mid-20s, but I felt so old, and I suddenly felt like this world's incredible. Maybe I could stay here. Maybe they'll let me stay here. And it was probably 10 years before I went, I think I do this for a living now.
yeah,
I think this isn't just a phase. I think I'm okay. I think I've established something. I think I'm going to be all right. Because it wasn't like, there wasn't really the career ladder that there is now.
Yeah.
In terms of people can see, oh, I'll follow that path and I'll
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
It was a bit more kind of, we were kind of walking into in 2001, it was like, it was kind of walking into a graveyard. There wasn't a lot going on. People weren't touring in the same way.
Yeah, that's 100% true. I also remember that like I listened to some. I'm glad I did. The very first time I did stand up, I was in a panic. Right, I was like, I can't. Like, I signed up for this thing. I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And there was a bar here, and then you had to go around to this thing. It wasn't a comedy club.
Yeah.
It was a bar that was having comedy night. And once I was in there because I had prepared, or I thought I'd prepared, and I'm standing there and I'm listening to the person on stage. I was like, and I pounded a beer. Right. And then I got a second one and I pounded that one because I was like really nervous.
Right. Yeah.
And I went up there and it was, it was fine. It wasn't great. It was fine. But I remember talking to someone, not that night, but shortly thereafter, where they were like, make sure you don't get into drinking before your sets because it's going to become like a crutch for you where you'll be like, oh, if I have a set, I have to have drinks. And then you'll probably have to have more drinks. And for some reason, it's
great advice to get early on.
It clocked with me, and I've never performed since then.
Yeah.
With a drink in me. I always have a drink. If I want to drink, I have it after a set, never before.
There's a weird. I don't know. I mean, I slightly. It kind of makes me a bit melancholic because I think back to Edinburgh and the festival and the guys that you haven't heard of, that you'll never hear of, that had such fun.
Yeah.
They had more fun than I had.
Yeah.
But they didn't. Kind of. The comedy was like a little bit of it. It wasn't the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I'm doing comedy, but it kind of facilitates my incredible capacity for drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay, great. But it's like...
Yeah, well, we all know so many names of like, you're like, this person was outrageously funny.
Well, it's the reason Burt died.
That is why Burt's dead.
Yeah. This is the memorial show. We should probably talk about him more, but it's fine.
I miss you. I miss you, Burt.
Still moving on.
Yeah.
So are you in the middle of a tour at the moment? Are you?
Yeah. I've been on this tour for almost 2 years, and
I like that. I like touring for like mine's about a 3-year thing, but I like that fact that you get to know it really well, so it becomes less about the memory trick of knowing what the jokes are, and more about I nailed that. I took them with me on that joke, and then you're adding bits all the time, like little. I perform like that, and the gap needs to be a bit longer there,
And now I'm in that part where I love this part where I'm gonna shoot in November, and you can't manufacture the pressure and of an upcoming shoot.
You shot the last one was it Phoenix?
Yes.
I played that room. I was like, I played that. I saw your special, and I went, I'm going to play that room.
It's fucking great.
I'm going to book it. So it's like in the round.
Yeah, it's celebrity theater.
Because whenever I do arenas, I always play them in the round.
Yes.
And it's kind of a trick I got from. I played a gig with Chappelle in Australia. We did an arena in the round. I went, oh, no one's got a bad seat.
No one's got a bad seat.
And you turn, but if you put screens above you, you just sort of turn slowly. Everyone kind of feels like everyone feels like we've got great seats.
Yes, absolutely. The thing that I love about being in the round too is that I'm generally a pretty stationary guy, I'm not going to do a lot of movement, but when I work the round, it just inherently makes you do a continuous movement, and it adds something actually you kind of don't realize it, but it's adding a little bit of volume to your performance because you keep moving around, and you become a little more compelling to watch, right? Because you have movement to you. It's more compelling and then when you stop, it's actually more dramatic because you're not just standing still like you might in a theater where you just go
it's the effect.
There's an effect that comes from it. So I love that venue. The Celebrity Theater in Phoenix is fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty special. Where are you taping the new one? Where are you going?
The new one I'm doing at the Riverside in Milwaukee, and
it's a cool town to play though. It's like a really good. I don't know. There's something about those kind of blue
People
collar
always
towns.
ask, they're like, well, how do you pick these cities? And I go, you pick the city based on your past experiences. So I go, I've had good shows in Milwaukee. I'm going to do it in Milwaukee. But what I love about the tour right now is that because I know I'm shooting, I've noticed how much more laser focused I am on the set. You know what I mean? So like this past weekend doing shows, I was like looking at my normal set and I was like crossing off things where I'm like, that's just a gratuitous nonsense. Like that's not helping the set.
Yeah, that's not going to make it to the edit.
I cut it, in real time, and I was like, oh, this made the set better. And then I moved some, like you start to go like, oh, I want to actually really dial it in, adding tags, jokes. And I feel like even though you're doing that all the time, when you know there's a ticking clock, it just happens at a more
How many
advanced.
do you tape for the special?
We're going to tape 3 shows.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
So you kind of, the pressure's off.
1 Friday, 2 Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Be fun.
It's a fun thing to do. It's a really kind of...
It is fun. And I think I'm enjoying it more now than I ever have before.
Yeah, I mean, pressure is a privilege.
Yeah.
Some people don't get to be pressured at work. They don't get to have that thing. And you go, it's absolutely a privilege.
It is.
I think people I don't know, I think people code stuff wrong in life generally. Like pressure, great. Stress, it's great.
Yeah.
Like the idea of like, people talk about problems. And you go, a problem just means something needs your attention.
Right.
Like you either have a problem or you're bored. And boredom, I think, is wrongly coded. I think boredom is just unappreciated serenity.
Right.
There's monks in a up a mountain in Tibet trying to get to where I'm getting to in an airport lounge.
Yeah.
Just thinking about nothing.
Yeah.
Great.
I have 2 young kids, and all the time when they're like, I'm bored, I go, good.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean? I go, figure it out, do something. And they're like, what? I go, I don't know, man. Just be bored. Figure some out.
I used to like write most of my material driving.
Really?
Because you were kind of busy doing something, but your mind was like, so I'd turn off the radio because it's just a distraction. And I'd just sort of go, okay, think about stuff, because a lot of it's kind of wordplay and stuff. So just let things just occur to you.
Yeah.
Just funny little thoughts and let them. I think a lot of creativity comes from boredom. I think that overstimulation.
Were you good at retaining it? Like, would you just retain it if you came up with it? Would you have
I've got it's not a photographic memory, but like I'll remember if I listen to something, or if I say something, I'll remember it like pretty much verbatim.
Yeah.
Even years later, I'll remember where I was when I said it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like that too.
I've
I have really good recall for specific conversations. Like I'll be like, this is where we were. You said this. I said this. You said this. Like
if I can listen to an audio book, I'll remember where I was when I listened to it. The whole thing, pretty much. Yeah, it's a useful. But that thing of like boredom it's like it's seen as being the worst, and you go, no, it's okay to be bored. Just sit with yourself. It's okay. I mean, the phone has kind of ruined that for us.
Ruined it, and I think it's a bigger ruiner for a young kid now, because they don't, like, we tell them like, we don't have any of this shit, we just take a stick and fucking throw it, like you should figure out something to do. You can figure it, and then of course they they end up figuring out some, they build a fortress in the living room, and you're like, this is what, like, you made something happen, you did something, you don't have to just be like, give me some stimulation from the phone right now.
It seems to be that thing of what's that Jonathan Haidt book, he's the guy that did The Coddling of the American Mind, and then he did The Anxious Generation. They're very good on, like, kids can't have phones. It's weird how, but he also sort of makes the concession that, like, stories are very good for kids. Whether it's it could be a book, but it could be like a 25-minute, like, morality tale, good TV show. That's pretty good for kids.
Yeah.
That's good. It's the swiping. It's just the instant stuff.
It's
just kills them.
It kills them. I agree.
It's too much.
I wanted to ask, because I just had this conversation with someone, asked me the other day. I was like, oh, this is a good one. Have you ever had, what's the biggest surprise person, celebrity or whomever, that you came to a show and you're like, whoa, really? Because I know that you've had people pop into shows that you're like, you're here?
I remember Stephen Hawking coming in Cambridge.
That's a crazy one.
Yeah, was an old friend of mine. And
wait, he was an old friend of yours?
Yeah, he was a friend of mine. Yeah.
So okay, so when he came, it was a friend showing up, or was it somebody just being?
No,
like...
well, he was a friend showing up. So it's quite a lot of like organizing to get him anywhere, because he's ever so slightly tetraplegic.
Yes,
he's just one cheek muscle at the time.
Yeah.
But I remember him coming to the show and then doing like a barrage of jokes about him, and then the people around him just going, "Does he not know he's here?"
And he loved it.
Yeah, he's fine. Couldn't care less.
What was Stephen Hawking like? I feel like I don't know a lot of
He was a fun hang. Like
Yeah.
it was a weird thing where obviously if you know someone, if you have people that are severely disabled in your life, if they're tetraplegic, you have to just be on send. Because you're not going to get any, there's no
Back and
waiting for an
forth.
answer.
Yeah, yeah.
People waiting for a yes. It's
Yeah.
going to take him 20 minutes to fucking do. Just fucking tell him some interesting stories. He'll maybe send you an email in a few weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that thing of like being on send.
But was it a surprise that he came? Were you like, oh shit?
No, like kind of on the day, it was like, I went to
come.
see him for tea and he went, people went, can he come to the show?
Yeah.
Great.
That's pretty good.
That was fun. That's a
Yeah.
fun, like, popular. Who else came? Like, who's the wrestler guy? John Cena?
Yeah, John Cena. Yeah.
John Cena. I was doing a gig in Melbourne, Australia, and it's about halfway through the gig, and I'm looking at a guy in the third row going, I recognize him. Suited and booted.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sitting with a stunning looking lady and just like, clearly enjoying the show. But I recognize him.
Yeah.
I know that guy. That looks just like that wrestler fella.
Yes.
Who's a movie star. It looks just like him. And then, so finish the gig, go backstage, don't think anything of it. And then, like, the tour manager comes and goes, there's a guy who wants to come and say hello. He's a wrestler, I think. And then he sort of came back, but he just bought a ticket. He was in town filming something.
That's
just
cool.
such a gentleman. It's
Yeah.
like such a menschy move, I think. To just,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
sure.
I saw him at a restaurant in LA. Same thing, like custom suit.
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
like,
the whole
I was
bit, yeah.
like, and then you see the back like this. You're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah,
What is
dude.
that?
I was watching his show. James Gunn was just here, and there's a show that called Peacemaker on
Oh, right.
HBO Max right now. Cena's amazing in it. He's
Yeah.
so good in it. Like
He's
really
tiny little
funny,
actor,
and yeah, he's really good.
Right. So who turned up at your shows? Who was like a weird...
Well, I was like, because you start like it's a kind of like a pressure question. You're like, yeah, because you think back of all the years of like some. I was like, well, like the holy shit Brad Pitt, that's a holy shit one.
Yeah.
And then Mike Tyson. I think those are like the what the
I
fuck.
remember meeting Brad Pitt at something. It was like I met him and Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, right? I've met a lot of very attractive women because there are
Yeah.
lots of tens.
Yeah.
Wander around Austin on a Saturday night. There's a lot of incredibly attractive women. That's just a thing women do.
Right.
They could be very attractive.
Yeah.
But you meet a guy that good looking and it's
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Yeah.
I've never seen this before.
What's your life like? This
Yeah.
seems pretty cool. Yeah.
This seems... Can I be handsome?
Yeah.
No,
and
you
then
can't.
like you stand. The fun thing about like he's a celebrity, so it goes to another level. But if you are with a dude who's that good looking, and the fun thing to do is watch other people observe this person.
Yeah.
And you go like, oh, that's crazy. Like this is how you get looked at all the time. You know, because like people, you get used to like what normal eye contact looks like.
Yeah.
And then you see people going like
Yeah.
just.
I think it's a weird thing.
smiling
I
and
think
you're like, oh.
I think I know what it's like to be an incredibly attractive woman now.
You do.
Okay, here's why.
Well, first of all, you're gorgeous, but
Thank
keep
you.
going.
But that thing of like, you get asked, you have the same conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I think that thing of like, if I was a single guy, I'd go, if it's an attractive woman, just a disruptive conversation, just something interesting and different is probably the way to start because they've had the same conversation a million
Yes.
times.
Yeah.
In the same way as like, I'm not, like, I love people coming up and saying hello, but it tends to be that it's one of three conversations that they're just going to hear every time.
And you need something to shift it.
And you
exactly.
and something kind of
Right.
weird is better.
And imagine how many times I told a young dude this. Like, imagine how many times a beautiful woman has heard, you're beautiful. Like how that won't stimulate anything inside of that person. It's
Yeah.
the same thing. It's she's heard it 1,000 times.
Yes.
You got to say something different, man.
Yeah. It's weird actually, that thing of like, I was thinking about this recently about how in dating, like one night stands for dating, men will lower their standards for a one night stand. It's a one night stand.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
What do you mean she's got one eye and a patch?
Who
She's got
cares?
3 teeth. It's one night.
Yeah.
So she seems nice.
Whatever.
She's like, whatever. We've had a few drinks. She seemed great.
You stuff a trash bag. Who cares?
Women
Yeah.
raise their standards
For
a
the
one-night
one-night stand.
A one night stand, you've got to be Brad Pitt for a one night stand.
Interesting.
It's weird. We go in opposite directions.
Yeah.
So it's like, why is it impressive that a guy sleeps with a girl on a Saturday night, and it's not impressive that a girl sleeps with a guy on a Saturday night? Because it's impressive.
Right.
The guy had a one night stand. That's a big deal.
Right.
That's a big deal. She raised her standards, and he met that standard. That's
impressive.
congratulations.
Good job.
Well done. It's like we're on the
We're going to take a moment and celebrate every man that's had a one-night stand here. You're
Well
special.
done, gents.
Oh, look, they're in the booth right now. They're thinking about their one night stands, and they're like, "Wow, I'm a 10."
In the booth. They're
Yeah.
thinking, in the booth, they're sitting there thinking, I wonder what it's like to touch a boob. That's what they're thinking. God love them. The
Were you a big
This
one
is-
night stand guy?
No,
No.
that's not my. Yeah.
No.
I mean, I don't think no one is thinking of me in a. Yeah, I'm pretty.
It's
pretty
happened.
uptight.
Yeah, it's happened though.
Oh yeah, sure.
Of course.
This guy.
This guy, he's in a fucking 3-piece suit. Of course, I'm gonna fuck him.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
of course.
Yeah. I don't know whether people are looking. It's a weird thing where what people are looking for, like guys go for looks, right? Which seems very shallow, but looks are it's proxies. Again, it's a proxy for healthy, right? That's what it is. It's like something in us is going, that's healthy. She would give us good children. Great.
That's our
like the thing.
biological fucking brain just going.
And women are like, women tend not to find boys very attractive. They find men attractive. You've kind of got to be 30 to be attractive because women go for competence.
They do.
But it's competence like across the board. So it sort of doesn't matter if you're a billionaire. It's like, okay, money, well, you must be good at something. Or whether you can put up a shelf
Right.
and you're good with your hands. You're like, it doesn't matter. It's like, he's good at something.
He's resolving
He can do
issues.
something.
Yes.
Maybe he could help.
I saw, I think it was a behavioral scientist say that the number one thing, whether or not they're aware of it or not, that a woman looks for in a partner, a male partner, for long term, not a one night stand, but long term, their brain is going, does this guy treat me better than he treats other people in the room when it's like when I'm with him? So in other words, does the guy make the woman a special, a priority, right? Treat her better than even the other people around. And that signals to a woman, oh, this is perhaps a good long-term partner, the way that he engages me as opposed to how he engages everybody else.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah.
I always think that trick on like if you're dating someone, even if you're just meeting someone, hanging out, how they're treating the waiter is a really good indicator.
Dude,
That's the thing.
That is,
That's the way if someone's like, if
I've
someone's
told
rude to the
this-
staff, you go, fuck that guy.
dude,
Because everyone's nice to me.
right.
I'm fucking famous. What
I
do you want?
still remember fucking getting a date with a girl that I was like, man, I can't believe she said yes. right?
Right.
This is like,
No, I'm with you.
yeah,
You don't need
yeah,
to convince
yeah.
me of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't believe
it
you
was,
said
I
yes.
was like, I don't know, I was probably 23 or 4. And I was like, just like, this woman was beautiful.
Right.
And we walked from the car to this restaurant, and she was so shitty to the parking attendant. Like she was so rude and dismissive that in the moment I was like, ugh. Like my attraction went down like 50% immediately. I was like, ah, shit, she's kind of a shit person.
Yeah.
You know? It's just in an instant.
Yeah, I'm still going to fuck you, but there's going to be some edge
Yeah,
to
I
this.
put it in her, but I was like, I don't like you that much.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I could see that. It's like it's a real tell.
Yeah.
I suppose it's that thing though with very beautiful people. My friend Roisin Connerty's got a great theory on this.
Yeah.
About how really beautiful people
Yeah.
speak very slowly. Because they've never been interrupted.
That's
Of course. Like a beautiful girl. She can tell you how intuitive her cat is, and you go, oh, right. Brilliant.
yeah.
Amazing.
It's,
Like,
it's very
if she
fun.
looks like her face caught fire and they put it out with a hammer, you
Yeah,
go,
like,
land the plane. Is there a story here?
Is
there a punchline? What's
that's
going on?
another behavioral thing that's fun to watch, is to watch like other men. If you're around a beautiful woman and you watch how other men engage her in conversation, you're like, oh, really? This is interesting to you? Like you watch them go like, that is, and it's a red cat. That's neat. And they just
You Virgo.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
right.
You
With
know,
Libra rising. Wow.
My sister's a Virgo, and I was just, oh, that's really neat. I love studying this stuff. And they just fully give in to the most boring fucking conversation points. And you're like, oh, okay, this is how we're designed. We're designed to do this. Just give all this attention to the most boring fucking story ever because it's a beautiful source.
Yeah, it seems kind of crazy.
It is. Yeah. Well, that's how we're made.
Yeah. Well, where's your other half today? She's normally around.
She's in the back. I think she's taking a shit or something. I don't.
Well, you're really keeping it alive.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are her and Burt having an affair?
God, I hope. No.
Imagine that. Imagine walking on that.
Yeah, that would be my
I was thinking
whole-
like walking in on your wife is like there's better and worse positions to walk in on as well.
Yeah.
That would be
What would be the worst one? Well, the worst one would be to see him on top, I think. Because it would look...
You walk in and you're just looking into...
There's a pregnant trans man on top of my wife. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be crazy to see.
Yeah,
And then-
that would not be...
And I wouldn't know who to even react to first.
I think the dream is the missus is kind of reverse cowgirl and hey, I'm just no, I can explain.
Yeah.
What happened was
Yeah. Yeah, I guess he has to lay on his back for it to get in, right?
I think just health and safety he has to be on
his back.
on his back.
Yeah.
I think otherwise it's like a wardrobe
And
falling
then
on you
have
with a
to-
key in it.
You got to move the stomach up and then kind of pull, There's a lot of
There's
like,
a lot
logistics.
going on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's plant that idea in their head for sure. I'd love
That would be quite something.
new YMH Live idea, right? We could do a ticketed event. Probably sell a bunch of tickets to that.
I think you could definitely sell it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're live from the cuck chair. It's a new show.
I think it's that's a
But
hit.
maybe
man.
that's like a thing of like I presume the cuck thing is like you want someone to see someone fuck your wife very well.
Yeah.
But maybe there's a thing where I want my wife to be fucked very badly.
I want her to know
I
what
want this-
real disappointment feels like. Yeah.
She's
You
not
think-
impressed with me, but look at this guy.
You think I suck? Check this out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You have a lady?
Yeah. We've been together like 25 years.
25 years.
Yeah, it's a long time. Yeah. Long
Holy
time.
shit. How do you keep
and
it?
kids and everything, and yeah, it's fun.
How do you keep it fresh and exciting?
I think the fresh and exciting is the next phase of it.
Yeah.
I always think like the thing is like happiness is your current situation minus expectations. Like we've done the travel the world, fancy holidays, all of that. Now we're kind of parents to young kids, and it's amazing fun. It's an amazing thing to kind of do together.
How are you
But it's
so
really fun.
fucking zen on shit? I don't like you
What?
you just have such a Buddhist outlook on everything.
No, I don't know about Buddhists, but yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
I think that thing about I've always sort of thought this like disposition is more important than position, right? And the only thing that changes your like we all know like super wealthy guys that ostensibly have everything and they're just miserable. fucks.
Yes.
And you go, yeah, they've got a terrible disposition. And
Yeah.
the only thing that changes your disposition is kind of gratitude. It's
Yeah.
just going, well, I got this. These are the cards I got. I'm very happy with this. I'll roll with it.
Yeah.
Great.
But you actually really practice that. Seems
Well,
like
I think about it quite a lot. Yeah,
You do.
I suppose. Yeah, I think I'm an incredibly lucky dude.
I do feel like when I get away from feeling and expressing gratitude is when I get the most kind of caught up in my own shit.
Yeah,
And then when I remind myself of that and actually take just a beat of gratitude moments, it feels exponentially better.
it's a weird thing though. That thing of like comparison.
Yeah.
Like people kind of compare themselves to someone,
Of
and
course.
then you go, "Oh, they're doing better," or "There's something," but you discount everything else. You discount everything you've got.
Yeah.
Well, we're all doing great. It's like weird that thing of like going, not to be all, hippie-ish about it.
Yeah.
But the gratitude that we have is like, yeah, we get to be comedians and we get to do the thing that we love, and that's really fun. But it's also that thing of like, if we lived 100 years ago, like we're so privileged to live now, not because of the money and the food and fame and whatever. It's that half the kids used to die 100
Yeah.
years ago. 50% of the kids died. If you have a kid, you go, what? That would suck.
Yeah.
People just had to just live with that. Horrific when you think about it. Yeah. We're having an absolute result.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for your wife having such an obvious affair behind your back that everyone seems to know about, your life would be brilliant.
You guys, is that real?
She's in there right now. And he's in there right now.
No, you would hear him. That's the thing. There's no not hearing him. Like it's just
Stealth.
Yeah, there's not a stealth bone in his body, dude. He's the
I wonder,
fucking-
is there a rom-com with him in the lead?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I think you could. That's definitely something that would work.
Ladies' man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but don't be like, hey, like tighten it up, get in shape for it. You
Yeah.
know? No, be
Him
be,
as the new Bond, I could really,
oh my god,
that'd be just
him in
fantastic.
your suit, walking in 007, double Osos and soda. I mean 007. Yeah, he'd be ordering drinks when he's supposed to be saying his name.
Yeah.
Who do you think's going to get it, by the way? Do you know? You probably know.
I don't know. I hope it's. I don't know. I hope they do something fun with it. I think it's
A
it's
sassy
really-
black woman? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. That's got to be it, hasn't it?
Yeah. Like,
The,
why isn't it a sassy
I really
black
like the
woman?
Daniel Craig movies. I really like those.
I did too.
those
I thought they
movies.
were-
fantastic.
I think if you're like, if you love the franchise, you obviously have this, you have an affection for the franchise, right? So you
Yeah.
know the eras, and Sean Connery is, like that. Everyone's like, he's the original, and these are great. And there's something fun about, but the Craig movies became, I think, arguably like just the best films. Like he and the producers and everybody around them made the character have more depth, made the character more of a real guy, not just like, this is just the coolest guy. Like there was just more vulnerability. And I think like the stories became better.
Yeah, I think they could do. I mean, listen, if I was in charge, I'd get Christopher Nolan to direct it, and I'd set it in the 1950s in the Cold War.
But we'll just
go back, because everything now is just going to be, I don't know, who's going to be the baddie?
He was in talks for it several years ago.
Was he? Yeah. I think,
Yes, but
I think he does one thing at a time. He's this guy that goes. He's making a movie. So he's making. I think he's making. Is it Ulysses at the moment?
Yes, I think that's what it is.
So he goes, well, I'll do that. And someone, I think his producer came to him and, oh, they want to talk to you about Bond. And he goes, no, when I'm finished with this.
Yeah.
I'm doing this now.
But the Odyssey.
The Odyssey, okay.
At least the story that I heard about with Nolan and Bond is that he was like interested, but hey, I'm going to do, I'm Christopher Nolan. I'm going to do my version of this. And it was like, well, no, well, you still have to do. And then that's what took him out of it. Like, like not having complete control.
Yeah. And obviously it's Prime Video, so Bond is going to spend a lot of time on his laptop ordering shit for the house.
That's right.
It's going to be a whole sequence.
Yes. Is that what it said too?
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah,
Creative
major
control.
sticking point in past negotiations was Nolan's insistence on having final creative control, final cut, which they resisted.
I kind of like the idea that we still care about this one, because it's weird how franchises can get messed up. Like the Disney Corporation, like that's the biggest entertainment corporation in the world, right? And they've got Star Wars now. You go, wow, this is going to be great. And they made a couple of good seasons of something, and then they made some absolute dog shit. And you go, what? How did you mess that up?
Well, it's got that the arms of that franchise have also just grown. So there's so many properties within it now.
And you go, but the point was you had to make it special.
Yes.
You have to make it special.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. You can wait.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it all.
Waiting was the thing that made it.
That's right.
The queuing up and being excited about the new one. That was it.
GTA 6, man. We're all fucking, when are we getting this? Right?
Yeah.
God damn it. I want to fucking see how you get to kidnap somebody in 8K. Why can't we just get that already? Fuckers.
When is it? When's it coming out?
It's been 11 plus years, right? Or more? What is didn't they make an official announcement? Oh, they did. Okay. The official release date, May 26, 2026 for PlayStation 5 and Xbox. That's an incredible. They say the delay was giving the team more time to finish the game properly, noting the significant public interest in it. And when did the last one come out? Because I think is it 2014? That's an incredible wait time between, like, for a franchise.
But you go, I suppose
13.
But what's that worth as a franchise? It's
Bro,
like bigger than
do you ever look at
anything.
I didn't know about this until a few years ago. The
video games it's worth more than
Oh my God.
movies and music combined.
the revenue is like, you're like, what? I had no idea. And I was like, it was, I forget which game, if it was like, Call of Duty or like Redemption, whatever it was. They were like, hey, day one of this anticipated game was like 890 million in sales, like day one. And you're like, oh my God, like it is blowing that shit out of the water. Look at this, bro.
Yeah.
Film revenue for 2024, 33.9 billion. Music, 28.6. Video games, 184 billion in
Can we see where stand-up comedy goes in there? Is that listen, we've got a dog in the race. We're catching up.
It's really incredible. I mean, that is an astonishing amount of
And
money.
it's kind of weird now how like there's less movies being made.
Yeah.
Like there's less. It feels to me like there used to be. Maybe this is just two old dudes talking, but it used to be like, I don't know, 100 albums came out a year
Right.
that were kind of good, and they, some did better than others, but it was all like they all did okay. There was bands that all did okay, and then there was like 100 books a year that all did kind of okay.
Yeah.
And now it feels like everything's gone to, because the algorithm, just if you're 1% better, you do 300 times better in sales, because everyone just goes for the best thing. So the top 3 artists sell all the records.
Well,
And
also,
I wonder, will comedy go that way? I hope it doesn't, kind of.
the machine that was film coming out or music, let's say, when an album was coming out, it's like you had, okay, the album's here. The record company and their marketing division would devise a plan to
Right.
bring awareness to this album. You knew that the album was going to come out on a Tuesday. They would set up like pressers and events,
Yeah,
like
sure.
just, and then you would be like, it is here. It's like a whole thing. Now it's just like it's out. I didn't know it was out. Same thing with movies. They're just out. Unless it is like a huge, like a Taylor
Yeah.
Swift thing or Star Wars, where there's like, this is now we're going to put real marketing dollars behind this.
I got a movie coming out in December.
Do you?
Yeah, I got
Congrats.
a movie. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's like the elevator pitch is good.
What
it's
is it?
Okay, so it's Downton Abbey meets Airplane.
Oh, really?
We made like a funny
Like a
version
parody
of Downton.
kinda?
Yeah, parody.
That's
of,
very
like,
cool.
I was a big fan of Mel Brooks growing
Yeah.
up. Like I always thought those movies were just the funniest thing that I could watch again and again and again.
You
And I
live
just thought,
upstairs, I'm guessing, in this parody.
I'm,
or
a,
you were
pri-
the
I'm a
valet.
priest in it. I
You're a
just have a
priest.
little bit part in it. Damian
Okay.
Lewis is in it. It's good.
Great.
It's called Fackham Hall.
Fackham Hall.
Fuck 'em all.
Fuck 'em all.
Fuck 'em all. Fackham Hall. It's fun. It's a fun little movie.
That's
But yeah,
great.
that's opening on like 1,000 screens in the States in December. And you kind of go, well, I don't know how to tell people now. I guess I'll just tell them on social media because
Well, that's the
what's the point of putting a poster up? It doesn't,
It doesn't do anything.
yeah.
And then now, I mean, I've had the conversation. I don't know if you had about like promoting any other projects where you used to be like, well, I'll just do like this interview and that'll cover, these
Yeah.
series of interviews. And they're like, I mean, can you do more podcasts? You're
Yeah.
like more podcasts? They're like, yeah, that's what people are watching and listening to. So just do more of those. You're
Yeah.
like,
Well, it
okay.
kind of makes sense now. It used to be that you went on the Tonight Show and then everyone saw
Knew
the
it.
set.
They all knew what you were
And
doing.
yeah, I guess it moves on. It is that thing of our culture is downstream of our technology. That thing of like the podcast has become the long form, kind of great.
Yeah.
Kind of great. It's a nice thing. I think slightly it speaks to the people are a little bit isolated. They're on their own doing things or whatever. I mean, it's nice if you're driving or whatever, if you're messing around, you're listening to something. So
Yeah.
you're kind of not bored because there's a conversation going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy long form conversations more than watching like if I want to see an artist, who's doing late night, it's like, yeah, it might be like a fun appearance, but if you tell me that artist who I'm interested in is having like an hour-long dialogue with
Yeah.
you, I'd be like, oh,
Yeah,
I'd
it's
rather
like-
watch
It is
that.
that thing of like, you go, oh, I don't know who your favorite like media or creative is. Like for me, it'd probably be Quentin Tarantino. Mm-hmm. And you go, Quentin Tarantino on The Tonight Show. Yeah, they're fine. Entertaining. Like they played a game, they did something.
Yeah.
But him for 3 hours talking about movies, you go, yeah, all
Yeah.
day. I won't be able to take my eyes off
Quentin
that.
Tarantino was here. He sat right there. So if you have not seen it, watch Quentin Tarantino come here. And he got mad at me at the end. But that's not the point.
Why did he get mad at you? What did you fuck up? Sounds like you fucked up. I'm on his side 100% on this. What did you get wrong?
Okay, so I get the call that Quentin's coming to Austin. He's going to do the podcast. And I was
Okay.
like, great.
Yeah, sure.
And they're like, he's coming in. He's promoting his book. And I go, okay. So I'm in Seattle. And
Right.
his agent emails me. And he goes, I don't know if I can get you the book before like Tuesday. He's like, yeah, the book drops Tuesday. And I don't know if I can get you an advance copy. And I'm like, fine. Like I do my weekend. I come home. I come here Monday. And when I get here, the book's here. Right? And
Is
I'm
this Cinema Speculation, that
Yes.
book? It's an amazing book.
well,
It's incredible.
I pick up
You
the
read
book.
it because, I mean, you want to read it before you
Exactly.
interview him.
And I did. I
you
did
did.
read the first 15 pages. So Tuesday morning.
Hey, Quentin, yeah, I saw the trailer for your new movie. Looks interesting. Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing.
I have actually the best conversation with him. And we're talking all about movies, specific stories that he's like, I've never told this story before. I'm like, great. Tells me the story about like Bruce Willis. I was like, how did Bruce Willis end up in Pulp? Like,
Yeah.
he's like, I've never told this story. Tells the story. It's a fantastic story.
Yeah.
He starts telling all these things, and we're just talking all about his movies, his writing, his directing, his editing, like, all these things about how he's, I'm a huge fan of. And then we're like, all right, like I know he has an out, right? He's like, they're like, he has to leave at a certain point. I'm like, great, I know. He goes, we're going to talk about the book? And I go, what? He goes, I mean, that's why I'm here. We're going to talk about the book. I go, yeah. So I'm like, I go, whatever question. He goes, that's on like page 6. And I go, it's one of my favorite pages, And he's like, he goes, you didn't read the fucking book?
Well, no one listening's read the book yet. You can talk about the book.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I tried, but you could tell he was just like, the fuck, man, you didn't read the book. And I'm like, well, I'll read it tomorrow.
The book is kind of great. Did you read it since?
No.
Do you know what? It's the book on tape is amazing because
Oh,
he
really?
reads it
He
and
reads
it's
it?
really, it's just effusive. Like his love of movies.
Yeah.
So I did a thing where there's a weird thing where you go, where do you get your dopamine? Where do you get your serotonin? So most people watch new movies and they listen to old music. So I switched it last year and I listened to just new music, just stuff I hadn't heard before, like found playlists and things of new stuff, and watched old 70s movies. It's much better. Like there's something about the new is very attractive.
Yeah.
You go, even 70s movies that you think you've seen,
Yeah.
even if you go, yeah, Taxi Driver, yeah, no, I've seen Taxi Driver, and you go, yeah, you saw it 25 years ago.
Right, watch it
you
now.
You remember one scene,
Yes.
and you know it's great. Watch it again. It's amazing.
Yeah, I just rewatched French Connection.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Fantastic. Unbelievable. It's
They
so
nearly
good.
killed someone in the car chase and just kept it in.
Yeah, they also were like shooting in New York with like no permit. They're like, hurry up and get over there. So like before somebody sees us, and, like just shot the scene. And you're like, and there's also this thing about, I'm kind of obsessed with today's filmmaking, like the way that I think audiences have attention on something. There's always like 30 edits for everything going on. So it's like here, why, bop, 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 like everything.
Yeah.
And you go back to a lot of 70s movies and there'll be one shot where you actually see life taking place. In other words, the coffee being poured isn't like thing, like where you see it like
Yeah.
you just see somebody put the thing in, press the button, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm watching this moment take place. And then the feeling that you're supposed to kind of feel, whether it's supposed to be like, this is a mundane morning for this guy, you feel it. You go, this is like
There's a really strong case on those, like the 70s movies as well, when you watch them and you go, there's a certain amount of toxic masculinity in those movies.
fantastic.
And we don't make them anymore. So we used to make a cowboy movie once a week and like a mob movie kind of replaced the cowboy movies,
Yeah.
right? But those were our stories. In the same way that women have like, they might have romantic fiction, that's their stories, their little fantasy world, and we've got our little fantasy world. And if you take that away from our culture, which we have,
Yeah.
then you end up with fucking Andrew Tate online because you go, there's a demand for that.
Yeah.
There's a demand for that. So you go, well, no, it was really healthy. Those movies were kind of great.
Yeah, they're kind of great. And I should say this, Tarantino was fucking awesome here. Like
Yeah.
I should have read the book.
You should have read the book. I can't believe you didn't read the book.
I mean, I had like an hour, dude. I didn't have enough time. Those first 15
Just
were fucking,
unacceptable.
Those first 15
Unacceptable.
pages were fucking
This is
fantastic.
why you're stuck with guests like me.
Yeah. Will you come back, Quentin?
Please come back.
I'll read it. All right. Check out Jimmy Carr on tour. Go to jimmycarr.com. He is in the US now, UK, Europe. You're going to be in Australia and New Zealand in early 26.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Always have the fucking best time in both of those places. It's the best.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's like the audiences are so kind of there and so kind of, especially if you tour, like I don't just do the main cities. I play everywhere in New Zealand and Australia.
Really?
And the people are like, they're just kind of like excited you come. If you go to Invercargill and Dunedin in New Zealand, people are excited that you're there.
I have, you clock, your brain will clock great, where you're like, that was a great night.
Yeah.
One of the most fun shows I've ever had was on my last tour in Christchurch.
Oh, I love Christchurch.
And I had no idea where I was going. I mean, I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
And I just got there and I was like, all right. And then that show from the backstage moment where you go like, what's up, everybody? Like to the house of, the voice of God mic, where like when they cheered, we all looked at each other like, what the fuck? Like it was so energetic and the show was just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's the best.
The best.
It's the best. It's gonna be
Thank
great.
you as always for coming in,
It's
man.
great to see you, man.
It's great to see you too. Thank you guys for watching, listening. We'll hope Burt recovers.
I mean, you can't recover from that. It's like,
Yeah, you're dead.
but we're gonna do a seance next time, and we're gonna speak to him from beyond the grave.
God bless.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call two bears, one cave.